It's part two of Figaroing things out, and I just got back from everyone's favorite physical retail monopoly, Walmart, and they do have these Sony 4x6 speakers. Are these any good? Well, I don't really think so. For one thing, I am so deeply. I looked at the box and it said four-way, and I was like, four-way? And apparently they are counting these things as tweeters. And that would be a mid-range driver, I guess. I don't even know if these work, but that's just absolutely silly. What happened to Sony? Anyway, the good news is the brackets that these come with actually fit without modification, so that's nice. Although you have to screw the actual speaker itself onto the bracket with these little screws, so the overlap's not super great, but anyway, it sounds okay. Honestly, the other one sounds like it's a lot more clear, the one that's still in the car, but I'm going to attribute that to the fact that it probably is basically only has a functional tweeter right now. Because if that's blown like it was on the other one, then, well, it won't do anything, I guess. But, yeah, so I can actually keep going. I'm going to test the other... Oh, and the other thing is the terminals that I put on from the other speaker do fit this one. I figured they would. I figured that's probably pretty standardized, but it's just good news. So next, I'm going to put foam around this, although it's totally not going to work super well. Just do as best we can, and then I will bring you with me as I attempt to put the door back together. I know, and I did just test it. It works. So, yay. Alright, and here is my foam job. I really have no idea if this is necessary or helpful, but I believe this is how the foam was installed on the old speaker. There's a gap there, which is not helping things. But you can see like some residual of the foam there, which would make you think maybe it's pressed against the bracket that the speaker goes into, but no, it was on... There's the old speaker again. It was on the face of the speaker. And there is, pardon me, there is a lot of depth between the speaker and the front of the grill. You can see, just from how thick the door piece is there, that there's a lot of space between the actual speaker driver and the front of the grill. So I'm hoping that that is helpful. It went on a lot better than I was expecting because this foam, I had to cut it and I used some spray adhesive to put it back together, which worked a lot better than I was expecting actually. And this was round. It was meant for 6-inch round speakers, but I got it thinking that I would cut it and shorten it. And yeah, it's doing a thing. If it's helpful, I don't know, but I was impressed because the adhesive that's actually on the back of this is really strong. It's not even hardly touching, like here, it's empty, but it's still, just that little bit that's holding on is really strong. So that's impressive. And hopefully when the door panel is squishing this, because I'm sure the foam is going to be squished a bit, it won't ever move until the foam inevitably deteriorates. But like I said, I really don't know if this is going to help. I just bought it because that appears to be how it was originally, and why not try to emulate that? So now I'm going to get a tripod so I can put the phones where I don't have to hold it, and we'll see about putting the door back together. I really have no idea what angle would be optimal for this. I'm going to try to fix the adhesive on the door card. I forgot about that. So we'll do this in a bit. Okay, now that I've done that and I got a bit of adhesion, can you even see me? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Oh, by the way, I know what was rattling in here now. Something in the little door pocket. So, let's see here. Okay. That's where it should be. You can tell. Let me pick you up. There's a bit of a channel here that it wasn't slid against, so it's now lined up correctly. I'm going to take a look at the foam, if I can see it. Also, I'm aware that this is rusting a bit. I'll probably end up taking this back off before too long. Oh, the foam looks fine. Oh no, that's probably too far over. Let me look at the other door. Yeah, probably about like that. So I guess this is just stretched more. Yeah, okay, that's all. It's just stretched more. So we also got to get this door handle through it. How did that happen? I guess with force. That's how, with force. Now I got to fish the electrical connector for the... Oh yeah, that wasn't smart, was it? I get the electrical connector for the window switcher doodad, which was at the front, like here. This is why dealing with car doors is fiddly. What can you even see? Okay, so somewhere is the cable. Okay, we're picking the door up again. Sorry. Can you see what I'm even... Can you... You can. Cool. Ta-da! So that's right. That definitely needs to be there. So good. I'm a little weirded out that this is so far down. That's not right. Well, that's definitely not quite right. Remember how I hate door stuff? We'll deal with that later. I want to start putting in some of the screws, because I think part of it is just this needs to be held down more. Let me just make sure. It looks right. That looks totally right. Oh, now I got the answer for that weird hole in there. This scoops into it. So this should go... I think this needs to be put in first. This is why this was so annoying, because you don't know what order things go in. So now it's just a bunch of little screws everywhere. 3 that I don't remember at all where they came from. That's slightly unsettling. Well, one of them is the interior to the handle. Maybe they were along the bottom? Oh, maybe on the sides. See, this is why you don't take the door apart. Don't take both doors apart at the same time, are the words I'm trying to find. Let me look, see where these screws are supposed to go. That didn't work right. So, let's see. Yeah, it's supposed to, the door panel is definitely not on quite right, but these 4 screws, what did they come from? I will probably take apart the other door, find the answer to my question, and then feel like an idiot. But for now, I'm going to go back to just putting this door on. I think what I'm going to do is undo this. Were there screws? They might have been. Yeah, that's what it was. That's why this doesn't look right. There were screws here, I bet. I bet that's what these were. See, people? I hope you enjoy. I'm going to cut some of the long silences out of this video, I'm sure. But this is annoying. Where do they go into? And I can't see down because there's... Oh, you know what? The door panel is definitely not down all the way. That's part of the issue, because it's not sitting in the door right. And if I had figured that out earlier, I might not be struggling like I am. Because this is a little too high. This bit, it's a little too high compared to the other door. So stand by, I'm going to figure that out. Okay, discovery time. This attaches to this from the other side. I just realized that the screws go into it. So it would be nice if I, like wrote down the steps this came apart, because then I wouldn't be going through this now. So the door panel has to come back off. This has to go onto the door panel before it's fed back in, and then this has to come up through here, and the window switch goes back in when it's back together. So the window switch has to come out first, which I know I didn't do. I didn't realize that. So anyway. So again, the problem isn't that the door is oh, I gotta take the lock out. I got excited. The problem isn't the fitment of the door. It's that this secures the actual bolstering to the door, and then that screws into the door directly. Good news, though, is that the foam is holding up and definitely seems to be doing what it's supposed to be doing. So anyway, oh Lord, how am I going to do this? Okay, so now knowing what I know, that does not need to come out at all. So long as I can get the window switch module out of the other door, which is simpler because it's just one button rather than three, that should be fine. So then the way this is supposed to happen is you fish the window thing into the door and then lose it immediately. There we go. Then goes up top. The finickiest thing is getting the lock, the actual little lock thing through the hole, because it moves a lot. Okay, why are you being such a pain? This was not happening before. What is occurring? I want answers. I want answers, Fred. Give me answers. Oh, now you slip right on when the lock's not in. People who deal with this part of cars all day, how do you survive? This is so annoying. Ugh, why was that like that? Great question. Okay, so this is still through here. That's a plus. That looks to be on right. That looks to be right. So now, after all this time, I need the 3 big screws. You should fit into there, so you're now attaching. Except I need to push in a bit, apparently. Oh yeah, I should check. How's the foam doing? What's the foam situation? Totally fine. Yes, we are making progress. And now I can see the hole this screw goes into. Yeah, it's okay enough. Okay, and now this. That was unsettling. You heard that, didn't you? Cool. Anyway, that's in. Okay, now before I button everything up completely, I want to test, does the window work and the speaker again. So let me turn on the car. By the way, oh, well, the speaker works, so we got that. This car, even though it's a 91, this amazes me. I hope this works. Yes, it still does. It has an auto up driver's side window. Auto up, not just auto down. That's just amazing to me. I really don't know of any cars that had that in the US till way later than this. I suspect it may have something to do with regulations. But anyway, other window works. And let me also just make sure that the door shuts right. Good. It's good. Okay, so then the only thing left to do is there's a few little trim screws here that are color matched to this. I do need to clean this door. Wow. These little things. And then this door is done. Okay, I just wanted to give an addendum. I really appreciate these plugs on the doors. They are actually labeled which one they are. So this is FR. I don't know if that's one FR, but the other one is labeled, I think it's 2RR. But anyway, they're labeled which one goes to which, because they're contoured for the door. So, and there's little keyways. Oh, they're keywayed? That's amazing. But there's 3. So does it only go in one way? Oh, you can't see any of this. Look at that. There's a keyway in the hole, but weirdly, it looks like there's only one. Oh, okay. So there's a key there. My camera work is so excellent. Look at that. That's ingenuity right there. So then back here, we've got the keyway at the bottom. So you line up the keyway here with the bottom. My hands are very dirty, I'm aware. It's not in the hole straight. Yeah. That one got a little knackered up. I don't know if by me or someone else, but cool. I'm also not certain this one's holding onto the door quite right, but I'm giving this some good tugs and it seems okay. I think it went into a nylon insert, not actually the frame of the door, so that can be repaired. And then there's just a little plug for that hole. That gap is still there, just a bit. Not big enough for me to worry about it though. So here's the plug, and then the plug just, boop. Weirdly, the one in the passenger door is there, but it's upside down. So again, these definitely have been taken off in the past. But then the last thing is just these little dudes that go in like that. They're not really screws, but they have, it's weird. I don't know what because I guess those are threads. They're designed to just be pushed in, I think, and then unscrewed. I wonder if you can get these anymore. Hey look, the car's facing the other way now. Weird. Well, that's because I want to work on the other side. Only thing I really wanted to note, I'm going to show taking the panel off, and I just want to see what that speaker was like. Very weird thing. I tested the CD player on a drive, and I was in motion and tried to get it to play, and it wouldn't play. I could hear it making weird clicky noises, so I stopped, then told it to play again, and it worked. It started playing just fine. Woohoo! And I was able to drive, and it didn't skip or anything, which was great. But then it got staticky somehow. You tell me how that's possible. The music was playing, it wasn't skipping, but it was staticky, and it was coming from both speakers. So I hope the amplifier is not really screwed up. I didn't notice that happening with the tape adapter. I don't know if, I very much doubt it, but I don't know if it's some weird kind of early 90s electronic skip protection and it has a low bit rate or something, but that shouldn't be staticky, so I don't know what it is. But surprisingly, I mean, I was going over some bumps and it never skipped, so it works, but why they're static, that's weird. But anyway, now onto that. Hi. So we got to take out these plugs and the one down there, which is, as I said, upside down for whatever reason. And then it should be pretty straightforward. I have these little screwdrivers which don't seem to damage things too much. Plus the way you can get leverage on these, you don't really touch the surfaces you can see. I'm not using a trim tool, I'm not going that far. Could you even see me earlier? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Didn't have this much trouble on the other side. There we go. This one's free. Oh, it broke. Lovely. I need to see if these are possible to get replacements for. Now this one didn't break. Odd. And there's a bunch on the bottom too. Okay, that should be all those things. And then it is time for the door trim. Oh, the gap is there too. I just hadn't noticed that. So I didn't do much worse of a job than the last person who put this back. Now remember, we're gonna try to not take that off this time. It should just all come out as one piece. And if I can get the electrical connector off of the window switch, it should be all hunky-dory. I'll burn that bridge when we get to it. So now this should just come off. Once you get past the door. All right. And now, can I unplug that? No, so I do have to remove that. So I didn't do something I didn't need to do. That's nice to know. Something fell out of somewhere. There we go. Well, that totally could have come off, I think, without me needing to remove the screws, because it just popped out. There we go. Alright. Now I am impressed to report that I did the foam exactly how it was supposed to be done. Look at that. On this side, the foam is still there somehow. And now let's... Oh yeah, this one is equally blown. Let me get you in here. I didn't want you to stop recording, but it did. Look at that. Surround completely gone. So this speaker's still functional, but probably quite rattly, and well, it is rattly at high volumes. I know that, but I'm gonna replace it too. So 4 screws, and then the other thing, which was an absolute pain on the other speaker, was getting the original connector off of it. It was on there stupidly tight. You don't need to watch this. It's pretty straightforward. You just take the screws out. Also, it's making it harder for me to do this, talking while holding the phone, my phone in the other hand. So you know what? Rather than continuing to talk about how this is a bad idea, I will actually stop doing the bad idea. Those are both different colors! Ugh! I'm gonna see if I can figure out from the footage. No, I think I cut the... Oh wait, is it... Somewhere is the other end of that connector. It's probably in a garbage pile. Let me find it. Okay, so on the original, on the other one, blue was on the wider side. So there's a wide side and a narrow side. Okay, cool. And on this one, red is on the wider side. So blue and red are both, for want of a better term, or for want of certainty, but gonna say it anyway, positive. So for the next wire, I'm going to put the black wire on red and the unmarked wire on white. I couldn't resist. All right, we're done. This door is back together. That speaker is replaced. Sounds great. I have no idea how much that's going to come through the car, but you can see the Bluetooth adapter working great. Or through the phone, I mean. I'm honestly happy I can record video while something else is playing. Oh, wrong stop. I'm going to eject that. Ooh. There we go. Okay. Lovely. So that's it. We're done. Or I'm done. You didn't do anything. You just came along with me. But yeah, this door was a lot easier because I knew what I was doing. And I just need to track down where I can find more of a clip of this style. This is broken. And hopefully, I mean, I'm sure this kind of clip is available, but whether or not they're available in this ivory is another question entirely. But it wouldn't be okay. It'd be fine if they were white. Even black, it'd be pretty okay. Certainly for the ones down here, I don't care if they match. You can't see them. You have to be under the car to see them, so that's fine. As long as these three match, that's great. But anyway, thanks for following along on this rather poorly thought out journey. But it is now, we are now all done, and I'm going to take the keys out and say goodbye. Goodbye.